Don't be discouraged. It's often the last key in the bunch that opens the lock. John Wooden. My friends, each and every day, 10 to 15 minutes, just keep turning those keys. You will get this. Now, Patreon members, we already sent you a market summary of today going over our direction, probability of move, estimated move amount, buy point, and sell targets for all 5 of the ETFs that we track every day. Tell me what you think about that, if that is helpful to you in your practice trading. I'm going to go over some of that tonight in the show. It's just sort of something else. I keep wanting to do everything I can to reward the Patreon members because they do so much to underwrite the show that we put on every day. First thing you get, of course, is my latest book for free. We retail that at about $50, and you get it, of course, that first $30 investment at the lowest level of Patreon membership. Plus, of course, you get Options Made Simple, The Charting Wealth Way, our 3-part video training on options. You're interested in those, all that stuff's there. Let's jump into the S&P first, as we always do. Now, where are we on the S&P? Well, you can tell it's up a little bit today, 0.68%. You see it's up in the morning. A little bit more, it looks like, in the afternoon, into the 2-day candle nicely. Not a lot of volume starting the week off. You can see we're below average on the half day, but we are slightly bullish with the up move today. Our probability of an up move, 65%. We estimate that move to be $6 to $8. Buy point is a pullback somewhere around the $600 to the $602 point, and then we're looking to sell at around $610 to $612. So if you see that pull back, and you might go ahead and set up something to look for that pullback and do a purchase of it. And again, we're talking about practice trading here. We're not a stock calling service. We're an education firm. But we want you to practice realistically. If you see that buy point and you jump in, again, expect a move. 65% probability up about $6 to $8. That is based on our analysis of what we see going on. Now we look at the Qs. What do we see there? Well, up 1.21% for the day. Popped up stronger in the morning, not as much in the afternoon, not a lot of volume regardless. Nice volume on the 2-day. And again, not a lot of volume on that weekly. We see the high last week was 532.10. This week, 530.36. So, a couple of dollars off of that move even from last week. We'll see, though, as things continue up. We are bullish on the NASDAQ. We got about a 70% probability as we see it of an $8 to $10 move. Buy point is around 525 to 528. Right now it's at 529.25 with the market closed. So keep that in mind. Of course, what are we looking for there? We're looking for a sell target around the 535 to 540 mark. So keep that in mind. See if you see that trade setting up. Might be something else for you to practice trade. Now we look at where we are on 20-year U.S. government bonds. Slacking off some this week for the last 2 days in particular. We are slightly bearish, about 60%. We see a loss of about $1 to $2. Right now we see that it's trading at $89. We see things dipping to around the $87 mark or so, 88 to 87. So again, you see that trade continuing to set up for you, hitting the right marks. Might be something that you would like to jump into, say, TBF, Tango Bravo Foxtrot. Now, it's a different dollar amount because, of course, Tango Bravo Foxtrot, it is a different dollar amount. You see that it trades for substantially less than the $89 per share TLT. So, of course, act accordingly when it comes to the percentages that you are looking for on the pullback. Remember, we don't switch over and practice trade on the inverse funds simply because it gets too confusing. First, to the people that are just doing options and are just following us on a more casual basis or just coming to us, if we were switching back and forth between inverse funds and such, for those of you who are new to inverse funds, I'm going to put that training because there's a lot to know about them. And of course, we want you to practice trade all those things till you become comfortable with them, so you're not simply pulling the trigger on something that you do not understand. You need to practice trade for quite a while to understand everything that's going on here. There's a lot of moving parts and a lot of experts out there that would love to take your hard-earned money. What do we see going on with gold? We are strongly bullish on gold. We see a 75% probability of an up move between $7 and $10. The buy point is around 265 to 267. Right now, gold is at 268.37. So you see a pullback and an entry point there. You might very well look to jump in on a practice trade. We look at a top around the 275 to 278 mark. So again, might be something for you to look at. Keep an eye on gold. That precious metal just continues to soar upwards. What do we see going on with Bitcoin? You can see Bitcoin was up for the day, 1.72%. Hard to see on this half-day chart. Why? It was, again, dojis both in the morning and afternoon, and very little volume here. You can see on the 2-day, which is the Friday, Monday, not a lot of help there. But again, sideways sliding is what we see happening, about a 55% probability of a bearish move of -2 to -$4. When you start getting around the 55% probability, that's a little better than half, but that's not it. I want to stay at the 75 to 80% or more. And the only one we have on that is the bullishness that we see in gold. We're getting close to it on the bullishness on the Qs. But again, our only strongly bullish position is, of course, gold. Now, the conclusions for the day are the S&P and QQQ are showing moderate bullish signals. Gold is the strongest buy candidate with a high probability of continuation. And 20-year U.S. government bonds, TLT, and HODL, which is, of course, our Bitcoin ETF, are weaker, with TLT in a mild downtrend and HODL uncertain. That's where we are, folks. Tell me if you like this new twist on the presentation, if it's giving you numbers and things that might help you more, and you're still seeing the patterns that we're trying to point out to you. I really would appreciate your feedback. Feel free to put it in the comments to the YouTube channel, or just email me, cw@chartingwealth.com. God bless. All the best from the whole team at Charting Wealth World Headquarters.